So, Sionage. Okay, check this. So there's a few details you have to consider in the Kimusubi Endo Sensei's way of teaching, or our way. So first of all, the beginning, like the hanmi, is quite narrow actually. So if I would turn my front foot in the same parallel stance, it's like hip to shoulder wide in between this. Of course, if I turn there, it looks like even closer, because the turning point was the front of the foot, not the heel from here. Okay? So it's quite narrow. Second, of course, you apply kuzushi already by using your leg and your legs in your center. Now, at this time, the shoulders are still very free, so they're kind of gliding or hovering or surfing on the contact. They're not locked or pushed downwards. They're free. Okay? Now, step work for omote is this change. This moment, you place your second hand so it becomes workful after turning and crossing underneath the arm by itself. And my elbows, they stay close to the center line. So if I'm here, I come underneath by my body, and within this moment, sorry, turn around, this hand comes into function. Now, of course, we extend the grasp arm, but this is still not grasping tight. It's just in connection. So if I would feel uke to not follow or not keep the connection here proper, this hand is very easy to go to open spots. It's not me holding like that. And the second hand, after getting free, comes to support this position. Now for Uda, we show from here, it's the same principle. So first we take, give influence to the balance, and we come around with the Tenkan movement. Here my hand comes into the position, and I come underneath to bring this hand into a functional grasp. Open and extend. Again from here, Uda. So Tenkan Ho. Here the hand finds automatically the place to connect and go down. And one more time. Umotewaza from here. Change position. Okay? Try to pick up these little details. So. Change partner if you like. Okay, one more thing. One more thing. Please apply this kind of ukemi. I haven't given ukemi for a long time, but I try to show. So, I don't hesitate or hold back to take a safe position for my shoulder, elbow, and wrist joints. What means, here, I take myself into a position, or I take a position, where I come to this stance. And if I go down now, I don't change this situation, I just take ukemi with the leg. Some of you change the angle of the upper body and step back and lean forward. This is very dangerous. Now, because we are taking care and we don't grasp strong or firm, it's okay, but it's, if somebody takes a strong grip and goes quick and you lean forward, you actually accelerate the stretch or the joints pressure. So all the time I show a kind of mistake. To do this is really dangerous. I would suggest not to do. Of course, from this position going down needs kind of feeling for the balance of the body, so not to flap on the back, not to go, let's say, straight down and hit the ground with your back. But it's important not to go against the direction of throw with the ukemi. It's a little bit more active by the knees especially. So the leg work must be more leg work down and take your leg work to not change the upper body position, especially in the moment of throw. Okay? Hi. To check function. Can you do this, both of you? Can you touch your shoulders? Stay like this. Bend your knees forward and go down. You can do up, touch your shoulders, bend your knees forward, no, forward and go down. Yes. That's the position of your arm. Don't take down shoulder. Don't look down. If you would look down, of course, it's very difficult in this moment to keep this arm up, and it gets all tight. So it's like leaning into yourself, into your arm. Okay? Okay. Hi. Excuse me. Excuse me. Alfonso, onegaishimasu. So take the same entrance. To change to Urikimi Nage. Okay? Dozo. Thank you. Dansa, onegaishimasu. Okay. See. Please check how much upper body do you need to throw the partner. You can later rewind the recording and see yourself. Because Urukiminage, if you talk about the name. Ude is arm. Usually if we present an arm, it's an extended or long arm. It's not like this. If you would draw an easy picture of an arm or figure, a body figure, you would make arms like this, right? Kimi means something like tension, right? And Naga, you know it's. Now the question is, should I bring tension to her arm, or should I bring tension to my arm? Or is it by building a kind of connection from body to body that makes this work for this step? Of course, the more simple it is, the better it is. Actually, you put yourself into a position where uke comes, look at that, into a very awkward balance. You know already this position. Maybe we didn't practice today, but do you know this kind of technique? Or this kind of technique? What's the difference between uke in this case or ude kimi naga? Nothing. Nobody would really throw kotegaeshi from here when she's like that, or irimi naga when she's fully upright. First, we always take care for the balance, right? To be able to apply the step in or the kaeshi movement. Now for ude kimi naga, it's the same. So you have the tools to change by your step work and your hand connection, uke's balance. Now put myself into a position where the connection by an extended arm brings in some tension to finalize the balance breaking or losing balance. So it doesn't need upper body pushing. It's basically leg work and center. Okay, try again. Onegaishimasu. Onegaishimasu. Yeah. Okay. Because we already talked about ukemi, or how to respond for shihonage as uke, to not stress your own elbow or shoulder joint system. It's also for ukemanage super important to be ready and not too one-dimensional according the direction of form. For instance, if I would feel in this moment something like leaning on me, towards me, okay? Actually, it's very dangerous for the elbow. So you should be ready to be able to drop your weight to the front. On the other hand, it's more than that. If you would like lean on me, it's perfect to change the direction. Maybe it's not urekiminage as normal, but if there would be some, like leaning towards the connection on the arm, it's very easy to take away your balance to the opposite side. So here, the ukemi should be not, slowing down or breaking, because it will end up in stress for the joints. Or, even worse, if it's too much, of course, it would lead to a counter movement to the opposite direction for tori. It's not kata in this case, of course, but be aware. So make yourself ready, so to say. If I come to this point, you should be sensitive and ready to take ukemi easy, okay? Not with too much heavy feeling. All right? Again. Okay. Good. Hey, sumatoshi dozo. If you want, you can try tobi ukemi, or just go backwards or roll forward. Dozo. Sumiotoshi. Ich mache das da, um dir zu sagen, das könnte ja auch eine Faust sein.
Ja, ich verstehe das schon. Ich verstehe
So,
das schon.
warum ist das so?
Das überlege ich ja gerade.
Ja, check. Hm? Nein. Oh, go. Okay.
Control.
Okay, we have a dilemma here. Look at that. I'm trying to explain something without words, but by give a massage to the rib cage. What I've showed was like this. So actually, I take control, but then I take a different position and I enter or expand to the area where he doesn't have a support. Look at his legs. Please, can you lift your hakama a little bit so we can see your hanmi? So this is, of course, the beginning. Now I start influencing his kuzushi. Now, I replace myself without letting him go somewhere. And then I project and expand to where he doesn't have any support. If Bernd would be free to step either forward or backwards, it wouldn't be possible. You know, if I do this, he could step. Because the point of connection, I move and I cannot control his second hand. He's free to step. Maybe it's not the front foot to step, actually. If I come here, you are, now you're trying to operate as an engineer. No, just natural. If I go here, you are free to step forward with your backside. Forward.
Forward.
Yes, because you can come around me and I'm in the prop. Well, I would suggest if you go there like this, it's easy for me to come with my second or backside to the front and reach out with my free hand. So because of this is a problem for me. I need to make sure this is not happening. Now I have changed. And now I can project downwards and extend towards his backside in this case. There's other techniques where you expand the kuzushi or the direction of losing the balance to the front. But in this case, we use the back. Now, if I would move the front, even if I take some initial kuzushi, but now I move everything, he's free to do whatever he wants. When I took his balance, of course, I need to keep him and then replace myself to finally give him a direction he cannot support anymore. Okay? Try again. Now check your upper body. You have two legs. du hast jetzt diesen Schritt gemacht, ne? Da, das war okay. Dann so. Okay. One more. Steffi. Now we do this. Of course, it's kind of a short form of kaitenage, soto kaitenage, but for me it feels about the same kind of technical complex. We always started with applying some kuzushi to the partner. And then we used to change by step work to get into a position where we could place our body in a connection what made a final nagare, right? So it was with the udikimi naga or shiyu naga or sumitoshi tema. Was always like by step work we created the opportunity to get behind the connection point in a way to then project the partner towards no support direction. Now say, of course I influence your balance. Now I change my position to give space to get behind the point of connection. Super slowly. Here I'm behind the point of connection. And now instead of projecting behind like in the technique before, I project her balance to the front, where she cannot stand. Stepping in, I can turn around and support this throw. Okay? I try a little bit of this kaitenage work. Okay. So today's topic was, after applying the initial kuzushi by the connection in the beginning, to use step work to get in such a position behind the structure of connection that you can easily apply the function of the form. So for instance, when I would try not to influence your kuzushi, please don't be too strong. But if I would just, change and then come to a position where I then want to throw, I would use a lot of strength in the end with a lot of unawareness about what's the potential of change before, how I could influence the partner. While the other way, if I already create kuzushi and use my step work to expand this, so now in the end, the throw or the actual finish of the technique is very simple because it's almost not necessary to do anything anymore. Now this is, of course, related to the precise positioning. If I would not put my body to the right position, it would be very difficult to make this easy work of technique in the end. For instance, Ude Kiminage, if my position is too much distance, and then I need my upper body, it's because of this lack of understanding where to go. While if we set up and we get to a position where we're right into the structure behind the partner, then it's very simple to finally execute the form, and uke needs to take ukemi. So all of these techniques were related to this idea, how to put yourself into a place, when and where, of course, where the final technique appears easily and soft. Okay, so try all these forms again, one more time till the end. All right? Okay. いします。はい、終わります。ありがとうございました。So, next week there's no class because of Carnival. We close down and pick up all the defenses. All right, have a good night.